Welcome back, everyone, to the Track Packers podcast for episode 12 of
Oh,
season
I'm
5.
not
We are
ready.
coming off another
Still not
busy
ready.
weekend and getting
Mason,
ready
hold on.
for an even
Hold on,
busier.
Mason.
Would you
Mason, hold
shush?
on. Start over. Start
Now
over.
you
Not
know how
ready.
I feel when he was talking over me.
Mason was saying shush. That's the first time I've heard him say that in a long time.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Track Packers podcast for episode 12 of season 5. Coming off a busy weekend once again, and we're getting set to go absolutely crazy this next week with myself, Mason, the Pelkeys, Jessup, and Becca, and John Breckle for another full field. John, how are you doing this week?
Mason, I'm doing well. I'm back in normal parts of the world
Yes,
and getting
and
to
it's
experience the severe weather that is in North Dakota these days.
yeah, you came back and the weather has just gone nuts.
Very true.
Well,
Very, very true.
Mason's been all over the place.
It's
I
very true,
blame
Jessup.
Mason and Hurricane Kayla.
I agree with you on that too.
The
Ooh.
surprising thing is, neither myself or Kayla have been over to the western side of the state in like at least 4 or 5 days.
Oh, so it is a residual effect of you guys being over here.
Boy. Mm-mm-mm.
Yep. By the way,
Jessup, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Can we change it from like Hurricane Kayla to like category Kayla? Like it's its own severity level.
I mean, if you want to.
We'll keep it with Hurricane, but I think we can do better than Hurricane. I'm doing good. Me and John
Excellent.
got to go on adventures.
We
We
did.
storm chased. We laughed a little too hard, and probably should have got in trouble a few times, but that's okay.
Not
We
surprised.
even we even basically were good race fans, Jessup.
We were good stewards and told someone to sit the down.
We did.
Yeah, I heard that story. That was an interesting one. Becca, how are you doing?
I am good. Um, it's I'm gonna take an off week for myself, and then actually this is not really an off week because I'm going racing on Sunday. I'm going on the Dakota Classic Modified Tour. This will be my 11th year. Math is hard. Um, so that tour starts on Sunday. I was gonna say I'm taking an off week. That's not technically true. Um, Tour starts on Sunday, so I'll be on 6 days of straight racing. I don't know if we're gonna hit up any Friday night or Saturday night racing because we're dropping Riley off with Grandma and Grandpa on July 3rd. So we could go racing July 3rd, 4th, and go on 6 straight days of racing. There,
Keep going,
yes,
keep
Mason.
going. I have a
Okay.
thought once you're done.
Oh, and then after Jamestown Championship Night of the Dakota Classic Modified Tour, we are going as far east as we can, probably staying in Fargo realistically, and then driving to Minnesota Saturday morning to pick up Riley, and then we're coming back on Sunday. So, um, could be as long. It could be a very long racing trip if we want to make it as long as we want to. But I think realistically, it might be just the 6 days of the Dakota Classic Modified Tour, and then we'll go pick up Riley, and then it's back to the grind of more racing. the Mandan and Jamestown area. But I'm super duper excited for the Dakota Classic Modified Tour. This is my favorite week of the entire summer. It's good to see old friends. It's good to meet new friends, and then good to see just people that I've known for years. And this is like the one time a year I get to see them. So, yeah, super duper excited.
Now, my thought was, since you said you're going to be traveling out east, does that mean you get to visit me briefly?
Could we stay at Hotel Mason?
Potentially, yes.
Oh,
And we won't have a Gordy either, so we don't have to worry about like having to let him out at 2 a.m. because he's weird and anxious, because in your apartment he smells dogs everywhere. So
we got to come up with a good name for Mason's place.
And Mason, thinking of this out loud, they'll probably even have the place to themselves.
I was going to say, we might have to figure out a little bit of logistics, because I'll be way out of state when you come over this direction.
Mason will even be farther east. He won't even be there. He'll even be farther east than you guys.
When we go over?
Depending on which day you head over, yes.
Friday.
Yeah.
Listen.
Oh, hold on.
You gave us a hard time that we don't come
Mason
visit you.
Because he says we never come and see him. And then when we do go over, I'm not here, guys.
I'll be here the first time you come over here.
The first time? Yeah, we're not worried about the second time. We're just cruising past you. You don't want to hang out with us. We see how it is.
Oh, I should bring your shirt for the tour. Okay.
I have your shirt too. Awesome to hear you're doing well, Becca. I have to sneeze really bad. Holy smokes. I'm doing well.
Let it go, Mason. Let it go.
I don't know when the sneeze is going to come out, but it's going to be epic when it does. I actually kind of did a little bit of a mini tour. I did 5 straight nights of racing, which kind of was the most relaxed 5 straight nights of racing I feel like I've ever done, because it didn't feel like any strenuous ordeal. I wasn't tired at all, and so yeah, I'm excited for Mod Tour this next week as well. Gonna hit up a couple nights of that, and going to be fun to see all the travelers coming from in and out of state. And so I want to thank all you watchers and listeners of the Track Packers podcast. We greatly appreciate the support. The shout outs this week: Jim Pierce, thank you for checking out the Track Packers, and also John Clapp, who I believe is out of the Wyoming area. I think he's a pit member of Jake Bosch, I think. So thank you for tuning in, John Clapp, as well. Same spelling as Breckle. So
see, he spells his name right.
Oh,
indeed.
I see what you're saying now.
He's got umlauts on his O.
He's got what?
Never mind.
Why don't we just start the show with the waving of the green flag and get right into who or what we are repping? John with no H. Who or what are you repping?
Well, umlaut.
Oh, you know what, guys? I am definitely going back a little bit in time this week. And I had actually been kind of saving this shirt a little bit for the week of the Mod Tour. So, the shirt that I am wearing.
Ooh.
Is one of the Dakota Classic Modified Tour shirts. Can you guys see the year?
No.
89?
It's the 20th. Yep, so this is the 20th annual. We're in the... What year are we in, guys?
37.
37. So this is a shirt from 17 years ago.
Math.
I guess here's my question.
17 is 17, Becca.
Who won the points back then in the modifieds?
So that was like what, 2010?
I'm gonna say Hank Berry.
Wrong.
Well, this would be the year before 2010. Because this would be 2009 because the winners on the back are from 2009. Because remember, it's the year before.
No,
Jeff Taylor.
Todd Dart was 2008, I think.
Mike Mullins. No, Brian Mullen.
Very close. It was Jay Noteboom.
Oh.
Okay, yes. He was very dominant around that time.
Well, Jay won it in 2010, Becca, but who won it in 2009?
Oh, my notes are wrong then. I'm
Jesus.
cheating. I'm cheating.
Look at Becca having the wrong notes.
Was it an out-of-stater?
Yes.
That's not the ARPN year, is it?
No.
2008 was the ARP. No, 2007 was the ARPN year.
It's not Brian Mullen. It's not Nate Boom.
Who's Jay Nate Boom?
Shut up.
And who's Nate Boom?
Shut up.
I mean, Jay
Paging
did
all
race
Nate
it back in
Booms.
2009. He was eighth in points total.
Well, now I'm super annoyed that my notes
Paging
are
all Nate
completely wrong.
I'll give you a heads up,
Nate
guys.
Booms.
This is going to be a very easy heads up. It'll be a complete giveaway. He has the most championships on the tour.
Hunter Marriott?
Hank Berry. But
Hank
Jessup's-
Berry won it in 2009.
But Jessup said Hank Berry, and you said that he was wrong.
You said he was wrong. I never corrected him.
Someone's getting a caution.
Because my notes were wrong.
You were so Becca. Becca's like, wrong.
Wow.
So
Well, you know
Jane-
what? Hold on. Thank you, John. Let me just take a moment and say, good job, Jessup. Cha.
Okay, guys, who won the stock cars in 2009?
Oh, I know.
Wait,
Well,
wait.
do you really know, Becca? Because your
Yeah.
notes were wrong for the mods.
No, I do know.
Okay, who was the winner, Becca?
Nathan Burke.
Yes. Nathan
Oh,
Burke
that's-
was the winner of the
that was
stock
gonna be my
cars.
guess,
Now, guys,
too.
let's read off the top 5 in the mods because it is a very interesting top 5.
What year was this?
2009.
When did Nope Boom win?
Hank
2010.
Berry was your champion in
I'm
2009.
so confused.
Mike Hansen was second. Troy Heifel was third.
Are we talking stock car?
This is all mods.
Oh.
Will Brack was fourth, and Sean Strand was fifth in the mods back in
Oh.
2009. Sixth was David Murray. Marlon Father was seventh. Danny Boom was eighth. Stephen Pfeiffer ninth. And 10th place was Ben Seidler.
Wow.
Wow.
So, yeah, some very interesting names.
Indeed.
I'd say. So that was 2009, you say? Huh.
That was 2009, Becca. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
I have
As your
Hank
notes are
Berry
completely
winning.
wrong on that one.
I have Hank Berry winning in 08. My bad.
Well, maybe he did win in 08.
What years did Hank Berry win? 03,
Well, while
04.
Becca adjusts her notes, we'll move on, with a cool shirt, John, again.
Thank you.
So, not repping anything for Koozie, I'm just representing Jerry Sundrop, because I visited the Madison Speedway this past weekend, so definitely got my Sundrop fix over the weekend. Repping a guy that's going to be going on tour in Johnny Carter for the hat in the 46. Looking forward to seeing him going on the entirety of the Dakota Classic Modified and Stock Car Tour this year. And doing a little bit of a throwback for this shirt, this is one of the names that John mentioned, Sean Strand, the number 99. Can anyone guess what year this is from?
That would be 2000 and...
8.
No.
2012.
Mason, is that 18?
You're super close. Go a little
17.
older. Yes.
17?
2017. This is
Now,
actually
Mason-
one of my favorite Sean Strand schemes that he's had.
Yeah, I agree with you. I really like that car back in that era, too. I think he had it for a couple years.
Yeah, and I think he was running a Taylor chassis at this point. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was running a Jeff Taylor chassis at this point. So that's what I'm repping.
Now, Mason,
Yes.
let's talk
Yes.
about. You keep cutting me off. Stop doing that. I'm going to throw a caution at you soon.
What a
That's-
shock.
Bad driving. Yeah, you know what? They'd be giving that to you. Getting back to your selection of stuff, you talked about Sundrop. Where is the home of the Sundrop slushy? Which racetrack?
I feel like, for some reason, I want to say it's in Wisconsin. It's got, yeah, I feel like Eastern Wisconsin. Is it not Sheboygan? Shawano?
That is correct.
Ah.
Just a fun fact.
So moving on to you, Jessup. Who or what are you repping?
Mason, this week I am wearing Bobby Pierce, the smooth operator, who happened to get a nice victory, even though it was rain shortened or lightning shortened, up at the Nodak Speedway. And yeah, Me and John had a very good time up there.
Even with the weather, we still had a good time.
And the cow crossing.
Yes, we forgot about the cows. One was a heifer.
There's
Are you sure it was only one?
Oh, maybe two.
You know, I will say, Bobby Pierce has had a pretty good week up here so far.
5 in a row.
See, I
It's
think
John Cena. They can't see him.
if I remember from Ruben's pre-race up at Nodak, I think the record is 6 in a row, which he did in 2024. So he'll be going for 6 in a row at the Norman County Raceway on Tuesday.
That is exciting.
Yes.
Becca,
Awesome
what are you
shirt.
wearing? Big time Bex.
I am representing Choi Morris the Third. This is, I think this
That's
is
my
a shirt
hoodie.
and hoodie that almost everybody has because this is a badass just merchandise that he had a couple years ago that when he first came on tour.
Who started the trend, Becca?
Everyone bought this shirt because it looks awesome. But yeah, this is from one of the first years he was on tour. He's been on tour pretty much every year since. He has not signed up for tour this year, but unfortunately, saw one of his most recent Facebook updates. Yeah, he broke a motor in his late model, and he's been doing a lot of late model racing this year or the last couple of years. Saw that.
Well,
Anyways, I reached out to
the
him.
caution is because it's my hoodie, and people bought them because I started wearing my hoodie around, and then you wore it, and I didn't even get to have my own hoodie after the first night. I have good taste in racing shirts.
It was cold. I needed a hoodie. I wore this. Anyways,
It was cold.
Yeah, folks, it was cold. It was only
degrees.
It was only
87.
85.
And humidity was 90.
guys, the weather for Mod Tour next week is gonna look mint. Can't wait.
So screw that. You're getting a caution on that.
What?
I agree
Why?
on that.
I agree.
Becca said, okay, so
We definitely
folks,
need cautions on this.
when
I'm
Becca
packing
says-
shorts because it's gonna look nice.
when Becca
And this is
says
when now the
weather's-
temperature turns into the 70s.
Yeah. When Becca says the weather is going to be mid, it's going to be like 102. The tracks are going to be baked into oblivion, and everyone will be absolutely miserable. And the only person who will be happy and running around will be Becca going, "Hi everyone, this is nice, isn't it? I
And everyone's
think
gonna
I
be like,
might
"This
be able to
sucks."
take my hoodie off today." Ooh, who's that? Eddie Billick? Eddie. Bye,
I te-
guys.
Guys, I texted him. He didn't respond back.
Oh,
He's probably saying, "Who are you?"
I am
Or like-
listed in his phone as Becca Mod Tour Director, which is technically not true. I'm not a director of the Dakota Classic Modified Tour, but that's how I was listed in his phone. So I am in his phone. I don't know why he hasn't responded. He's probably just busy, but he didn't respond back to my text, guys. Super sad. He's been a staple on this tour for like ever.
Awesome sweatshirt, Becca. That is an awesome way to close out who or what we are repping, and we will move on to the hot sauce, hot memory rewind. What, Jessup?
I gotta take a moment. You guys keep talking.
All right, you
He's
take
gotta
a
find
moment.
All right,
stuff.
I'm ready. We're ready for the hot sauce memory rewind. Say
Yes.
hello to our friend Isaac Sondrol.
Yes, he got to race a heat race on Sunday at the Nodak Speedway. They did not get their feature in because the Minot Dome did not come into effect like it does.
Yeah, you know what?
85% of
Just
the time.
because of
yeah,
that,
I think that's another
Thank
caution
you.
on Mason. He was
John,
like, the
get it
dome
out.
should come into effect. The dome did not
it's
come
gonna
into
come
effect.
into effect any moment now, John. You just wait and see. The dome's gonna work. No,
It did not work.
I will say the dome did something cool. I've never seen a rainbow in front of a storm. And then
It was kind of
proceeded-
entertaining.
We're sitting there, and I'm looking over there, and I'm like, I think that's a rainbow. John goes and turns to look. Yeah, that's weird. And I'm like, yeah, it is. I think we were watching the storm more than the race. 'Cause the
We
rainbow,
were.
the rainbow kept getting brighter, and it was actually really cool because it was super bright colored. Well, little did we know that as it was coming closer, here comes the entire storm right behind it. And so basically, the rainbow decided to bless itself onto the racetrack, and then the storm dumped itself and relieved itself of its contents on us. Not so much John and I, but all the fans who decided to wait until after John and I left.
This is true.
One of my first thoughts was like, knowing Jessup, he's probably one of those like, okay, we should probably get out of here while we can get ahead of most of the crowd.
Don't worry, Mason. We'll talk about that too. Well,
Excellent.
But right now, we got to get back to Isaac. He had a heat race. He was in heat race, I think, number 1. Was he, John? Or was it who?
I think he was in 2.
I should ask Isaac the next time I see him why he decided to go the Jessup Pelkey approved route on his paint scheme as of late.
It's a throwback.
You mean Sunday?
Yeah.
It's a throwback.
Yeah.
What's wrong with throwbacks?
He's got 2 different years schemes on his car right now, so he must be going through a little wear and tear. Either way, be sure to follow his Facebook at 12S Racing on Facebook, and hopefully we'll see him quite a bit on the tour, and if so, stop on down to his trailer where the Sondrol Snack Shack should be up and running, and he's a very nice gentleman to talk to along with his entire family, so thank you, Isaac, for supporting us on the podcast. Jessup, what do you got for the Hot Sauce segment this week?
Well, folks, we are reaching the end of the 2003 late model memory recall trivia. So let's see how we do. I expect some knowledge out of some of you. John, you're going to be carrying the load here. First one.
Dave Turkowitz.
That is, yep. Thank you, Mason.
I don't know how you got
That's
that.
also John Seitz in the background.
Yeah, it is John Seitz in the background. Look at that. Didn't know who Dave was. That's pretty good. You two, I'm proud of you.
I can't see it. X. Is that Aberdeen? It's a Nordstrom.
That is correct. That's all I have. Nordstrom. John is 2 for 2. Mason, you're helping out. Becca, way to be there. You're doing good. We've talked about this guy.
Is that Randy Tarno?
No, that's Howie Schill. Or is that no, that's not Howie Schill, that's Troy Heifel.
Thank you, John.
I couldn't hardly see the 4. I was like, there's a 4 someplace on there.
I just saw the Dakota engine builders, and my first thought is always Randy Tarno.
That's
Howie Schill.
That's Howie Schill.
This is the 4-star of Harold Schill.
That's Howie Schill.
Harold. Yes, Howie. Okay.
That's Greg Meyer.
Oh.
It's just that was really quick. We should give him a little time so people can see.
That's also the Paul Mueller kind of cars in the background.
Yes, it is.
With Paul Mueller, Blaine Doppler, maybe
It's
Johnny
also
Caesar.
Terry Casey in the background.
It is. Terry Casey's over there in the corner.
Do they still have that same hauler, that Mueller clan, don't they?
I think so.
I think that's the same one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Mitch Johnson.
Mitch Johnson.
John Seitz is in a lot of photos.
Yes, he's right there. Well, him and Mitch were really good friends.
I think that's Dave Turkowitz beside John Seitz.
It is. It is. Mm-hmm. It is. Yep.
Because you can see the Peterbilt logo on the back end.
Yep.
Robbie Rice.
Yep.
We'll just let it stay up so people can get a look.
Mason's right.
Good job. You guys are doing good tonight. I don't know who this is.
That is Terry in Newhouse.
Okay.
Is that a Jeremy Keller hauler?
I think.
Yes, it is. That is a Jeremy Keller hauler. Yep.
Holy smokes. I didn't realize he had a yellow hauler at one point.
Oh my gosh. You guys.
He had a yellow 11K on it.
Let me near I think there's a young House and a young Jeremy Keller in this.
If you put it back up, we could see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, maybe you got to move people over a little bit.
White shirt, blonde hair.
Yeah, that's Hassauer, and that might be Keller. Yep.
Yeah.
A young Keller.
A young Keller.
And that's a mod for Keller too, because that would have been probably Keller's first year in a mod, maybe
Yeah.
second year, because he was in a street stock in the early 2000s.
It is a yellow.
2001, I think. I think in 2002 he went up to a mod.
Yeah.
All right.
That is Dale Skitland.
Yes. I'm not gonna lie, that previous photo brought way too much happiness.
It did.
It's a Johnson. Shoot.
If you get one of the two names, I will give it to you.
Dang it. I have this little trading card.
Go ahead, John.
Is it Nick Johnson?
No, Mason. It starts with a J.
Josh
Come on,
Johnson?
Mason.
Go.
It's Joe Johnson.
And
Oh, I
it's
wouldn't have guessed
a
that.
Side slash of Scott.
Oh,
All right.
okay. Yeah.
This is the last one. This looks like Dacotah Speedway. I think it is.
Is that Bob
That
Moody?
is Bob Moody. And it's Russ John in
Is
the
that
background.
Rush John in the back?
It says Jeff Olson.
Oh, yes. Yes. No, Joseph, you're right on that, because Olson's ran with Moody for many, many years.
So there you go, kids.
Well, hey, we
You
ended
want to
on a
double
good
check
note.
if this was Russ John in the back?
That is Russ John in the back.
He's always run a yellow 14.
And that is Dakota Speedway, I think.
It is.
It is.
You can.
Same guardrail and all.
No, that's not true. We put new guardrails.
No, it's been replaced, Becca.
Whatever.
Caution.
Is that Todd Bodine?
That's Todd Bodine.
It is.
It's the Taurus.
2001.
And I gotta be honest, you guys.
2002.
Damn.
This is a race car, not a person. I'm a little concerned by both of you.
That's Todd Bodine's 66 race car from 2002.
I'm less
Correct.
concerned about you now. Back up. I'm worried.
Which he didn't even race this car the entire year because I think this team went out of business.
Yeah, so
They
did
did.
They did.
Well, and Kmart followed years later on that. I have two more.
Ryan Johnson.
Very good.
Ryan Johnson.
He now
This
races
is the 25 car that Ryan Johnson ran.
This was, I think, from.
This is Ryan Johnson's car. That would happen to be 25. And quite possibly a Wasota street stock.
I can't remember what year this is that I pulled from.
Well,
And then my
probably
third
you. Ooh. Johnson.
Hey, Becca, this is all you.
Why me?
She should get this.
I don't know.
Well, it's Casey Kane Racing.
Mm-hmm.
Johnson. I'm trying to think of this one through.
This is from 2008.
Oh, okay.
2008 was when I first started getting into dirt track racing, so I truly don't think I know this.
That should be Jason Johnson.
You are correct, Jessica.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I wouldn't
That's
have
why I
known that.
waited. Now,
That's
Mason,
a weird
this is the
setup
this is the 19 Casey Kane Racing
for
Jason
Josh.
Johnson sprint car.
Was that one of his first years racing at that level of sprint cars? Because I guess I've always known him as the 41.
That's a great question. I'm not 100% sure.
I'm sure he's been racing sprint cars for many years prior to this ride, but like following the woo, would that be one of his first years?
I
This
believe
is what
so.
I'm asking. Okay.
Yes, I believe you are correct on that.
Okay.
There you go. That's my three.
Guess the track.
I think that was Lernerville.
It looked like Lernerville, yeah.
I think that was.
I
Lernerville.
wouldn't know. I've never been.
Go
Okay,
ahead,
now I
John.
have four guys.
That's a Yamaha.
No.
9X.
Ooh, that's a nice car. Is that
It is.
Is that a handicap?
No.
is it is it Greg Foff?
Oh,
No.
oh.
Is it Joey Poff?
No.
Darn.
Is this the one we talked about the other night?
It's kind of a little bit deceiving, to be honest with you. This guy
Aaron
still
Pop.
races. This guy still
Wow.
races. He most recently has been in a Wasota mod, a Wasota Midwest mod, an IMCA stock car. He still has X in his number.
Uh, still has X in his
Randy
number.
Klein?
Yes,
Wow.
Oh,
Good pull,
Becca's
Becca.
right. It's Randy Klein's car.
wow.
Nice job.
God,
Next
yeah,
one.
that was-
Weston.
This is a Jessup special.
It's so true.
Is this Lindsay Hansen?
Yes, it is.
You know what? That's my
This is
win
Lindsay
right
Hansen.
there for Lindsay Hansen and the Jessup special.
Yep.
I don't
I
even know
wanted
why
to
you
pick
guys
this.
say that's a car that I like, but okay.
I had to pick this because I know Lindsay plans on doing at least a couple of nights of the mod tour, so it'll be fun to see him on the tour.
Love the
Lindsay, could
West
you
End
please
hiding
bring
first
this
spot.
throwback? That'd be great if he had that throwback designed. It's too easy to say Tony Knold.
It is not. This is Maria Colnode at this time.
It is who is now Mason.
Maria Bruxick.
Yes. That is her hobby stock from back in the day.
That's a nice looking hobby stuff.
It is nice.
Mm-hmm.
And my final one for the mod tour. Becca, you should get all of these drivers.
Hank Berry, Sean Strand.
Mark Dahl, Stephen Pfeiffer, Hank Berry, Sean Strand, and Stephen Kuntz.
Who else is there, Becca?
Oh, there's one at the bottom.
88?
It's
I don't
blurry,
even
so
know who the one at the bottom is.
I can't. Yeah.
It's an 88, Becca. Who's an 88? Let's go.
I don't know.
No,
I don't
name some
think it's
people.
me. But hey, she got them all.
You know what? I'm gonna say go back. Show me that photo. I think I know that one.
Do you?
It's a
Do
3B.
you really know this photo?
Go back. Obviously, that's the 3B of Brian Brennan.
I love the Brennans.
Yeah, I'm giving them some love.
Heck yeah.
Is Brian race still, or is he kind of not racing anymore? I've seen him in the pits a couple times.
Let me check on my race pass. I feel like I might have seen his name earlier this year. Maybe not. No.
Just if you talked to them in the pits a few weeks ago.
He has not. That when I spoke to him.
His last race was last September out at Sheridan.
Hmm.
I could still see him coming up for kicks and giggles, even if he's not racing.
They have
he's got
family here.
grandchildren here.
hmm
Yes.
Yeah, always a good time when the Brennan clan shows up to Mod Tour Week and various
Bring
other
your
specials.
dollars.
Bring your dollars.
Oh gosh. Well, that'll do it for the Hot Sauce Hot Memory Rewind, and we'll move into our Track Packer report, courtesy of Paul Bunyan Mini Storage out of Bemidji, Minnesota. Remember, you can store it all with Paul. They have 3 convenient locations around the Bemidji, Minnesota area. Jess,
They
have
need
you almost...
locations?
What's that?
Go on.
I was gonna say, you're almost kind of passing through there where you're dropping off Riley either on the way over or on the way back to picking up Riley. You can maybe stop in and see what kind of storage space you could get for all of your stuff racing-wise or any other seasonal things that you may have. Again, Paul Bunyan Mini Storage, thank you to Dean Eggebraaten and his whole staff for supporting us on the Track Packers, and best of luck on the rest of the racing season, Dean, now that things have settled down, because I believe he lives out of Florida, and he comes up here for racing when the business isn't inundating him outside the state. So thank you, Dean, for your support on the podcast. So we got a lot to cover. I'm going to kind of condense mine because I did 5 nights. I'm going to group up my Wednesday and Thursday because I got over to the World of Outlaws show in I-94 just at intermission, so I got to see the features where Matt Scow won in the Midwest Mods to kick off the program. Keith Tourville won over Kyle Dykoff in the street stocks, and then in the Woo, as we referred to earlier, the smooth operator Bobby Pierce got his first win of the far northern swing as he was railing the high side. Couple drivers were using the bottom. It was pretty top dominant, but guys like Nick Hoffman and Tim McCready were making the lower lines work, and that was a very entertaining race. Now, Jessup, you probably remember when we tried to go to the Woo show there several years ago and how we took refuge outside of turns 1 and 2.
Yes.
So I parked my car kind of in that same area. It got blasted with dirt.
Oh, so you did not choose a good spot.
No, it was like outside the tailgating area and still getting blasted. It was insane.
Well, that's pretty good. Must have been windy that night.
Yes, and it actually did rain a little bit during the late model race.
Oh,
Are we surprised?
No, it's a National Touring Series in Fergus. It always has some sort of weather.
so tell me more, Mason. What happened to your car? Did you have to get a car wash?
I did, but I just waited until the end of the weekend to do it since I was going to races all weekend. I'm like, I'm not even bothering with it. Well, plus I figure I would drive through some sort of weather as the way the forecast was looking, but surprisingly, the rest of the weekend was pretty clear until today, where we had tornado warnings.
Oh, you poor thing. You had a tornado warning. Boo-hoo.
Hey, just think, guys, all four of us did today.
We had... John, you and I have had it like twice.
Oh, this is very true. Yes.
Yeah.
Anyways,
we'll get to that later. Track Packer report. My Thursday adventures went up to Ada for the first night of their county fair and the Ada Nationals. It was the B-Mod Brawl night. I can't believe Jessup didn't make an appearance over there. That was his night to come over.
I'm not going to lie. I probably would have went if they had the announcer from Grand Rapids there.
That would have just been the cherry on top.
If they would have had him just growling away, it would have been amazing.
Well, so besides the B mods that they had there, because it was pitting the IMCA Sport mods versus the Wissota Midwest Modified, so a fun little battle put on by Jake Bicker and then Jory Berg, a boxcar brand. Really nice setup. They did qualifying, then heat races, and they kind of did a redraw for the front 8 positions on each row. So IMCA cars started on one row and Midwest Mods on the other. Very intriguing setup.
I don't like that.
You don't like that?
They should have just let them run straight up. And if one got their ass kicked, then they should rethink about the rules package.
It was actually pretty even.
It seems pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty even. Even qualifying times, I think they were within 500ths from the top Sport mod to the top Midwest mod, so it was pretty close all the way through the night, which is cool to see. They also had Legends and Hobby Stocks as the support classes for that night, where Legends just turned into another show between Ty Wilkie and Ryan Brossett. Those two continue to duke it out at the front, with Ty Wilkie coming from the 10th starting spot to win this time around. In the IMCA Hobby Stocks, it was Hunter Goulet getting his first Norman County feature win in the second of his young career, holding off a hard-charging Reed Randall. And then in the B-Mod Brawl, heavyweight battle between Paul Colvin in the Sport Mods and Ryan Scow in the Midwest Mods for the first 2/3 of that race. They had a caution with a few laps to go where unfortunately Ryan hit the Duke tire, spun himself out, but then on the green-white checker, Reese Stenberg used the high side to just edge Paul Colvin at the line to get the win for the Wissota Midwest Mods. Colvin settled for second, followed by, I believe it was Landon Rant in a photo finish over Pace Herrera, who was also in attendance for that race. So, very interesting mix of drivers, very great turnout, and fun to see the fans get into it too. There were several that were cheering for one sanction versus the other. It was kind of a fun little rivalry in the stands, and so that was Thursday night for me over in Ada. Now, Friday, we are all sorts of different places. Let's go to Dacotah Speedway to start things off with Becca and Jessup. How did Friday night go in Mandan?
Well, it was very interesting, to say the least. There's a lot of good old-fashioned racing, and The storylines leading up to the end of the year are being planted already. So, in the slingshots, the big story of the night would have to be little Bridget Keller leading just about the whole thing and ending up third, which definitely shocked me. I was not expecting that. And so that was the big part. Was it Hallgren or Davenport who won it?
It was Davenport who picked up his 10th slingshot victory at Dacotah Speedway over Landon Hallgren. Bridget Keller finished third, Otto Ryer in fourth, and another Keller sister.
The rest of the field.
Yeah, the rest of the field, yeah.
Moving on from there, it was their second night of the Mary Vedder Hobby Stock Tour or Challenge, and they had 17 cars on attendance, which, with the way the weather was looking, is actually a pretty good car count because it rained in the morning and then the decision was called sometime in the afternoon. And anyways, moving on with our race, it was Josh Rourke picking up the feature win for the hobby stocks. He was pretty much checked out. Only person who had anything was a returning Asher Williams. So it was really fun to see Asher back. He ran really good for being his first night out. And yeah, it was fun to see Asher. Second night out?
No, 2 years ish.
He hasn't run since 2024 Stock Car
Oh.
Stampede, so this was his first race in quite some time.
So yeah, that was interesting to see him out there. And yeah, he did really good. And then it was Joseph Feist in third, and Nathan Mundell in fourth, and John Gartner Jr. in fifth. So again, Rourke, Williams, Feist, Mundy, Gartner Jr. Then on to the next class. More legends, as we had a very large field of legends on hand. Becca, how many did we have? Was it like
a lot? 40, I think.
41. Right? The car class is becoming quite large. Anyways, looking at it as there's noise upstairs. I don't like that.
I don't have the monitor.
It was Preston Martin picking up the win. He went plus 11. You know, it was quite interesting to see Preston go from 12th to second by the time the green flag dropped to the first corner, practically. I'm not sure how that works. But anyways, it happened. And he led early, he led often. And yeah, outside of that, there was a pretty fun battle behind him to watch. And that would be between Gage Madler, Ty Olson, Colton Miller, and Noah Madler, and Casey Martin and Austin Weist. Big movers of the night were Preston and Austin Weist, both moving double digits in the A main. Moving on to the stock cars, another big event. Big night. Sierra Davenport picked up her first win in the IMC stock cars, and she led early, she led often, she led everything. And she was checked out for pretty much, I'd say, 15 of the 20 laps. And then I'm not really sure what was happening, whether it was the nerves of getting her first big win, or tires were starting to fade, or something else. But Matt Dosh and Jeff Hellman started reeling her in, and both of them started in the fifth row, going 10th and 9th. And those two took very different approaches how to get to the front. Dosh kind of took a quick jump and passed a large portion of cars right away in the early laps, and then Hellman was more of a plodding. He's picking them off one by one, and then was pretty much hounding Dosh the whole time. And then when it came down to the final couple laps, Davenport held him off, was holding him off, and then it looked with about one lap to go that Hellman or Dosh were going to make a really big move, and Dosh ended up colliding with the inside guardrail and then bounced and ricocheted that off and clobbered Hellman. I don't think it was intentional, but that's what happened. And they went under the old yellow and checkered procedures, and Sierra ended up winning. So hats off to Sierra. Good first win. You took on two of the big front runners, and just in time to go on the Mod Tour. And
Fireworks?
Yes, there's fireworks going on outside right now too.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, mod feature. It was a good race. Sean Strand took the lead early. Brent Schlafman looked really good in the early parts of the feature, and I was really excited for him, and I was hoping he was going to have a little stronger finish, but we'll get more onto his demise of the night. But Strand ended up finding a way past him, and he kind of held on for about, what would you say, Becca? 5-6 laps?
Keller took the lead on lap 10.
Yeah, so by the time he got around him, so he held it for about 7-8 laps. And then Keller ended up running down Sean Strand, and once Keller took the lead, there was really nobody that was going to catch him. Jeremy looked really, really good, kind of back to his dominant performance. So Keller Clan had a really good night. Now, going back, yes, Rebecca.
I was going to just mention that Jeremy's victory on Friday night allowed him to take the points lead, which allows you to continue.
Now, speaking of points, our previous point leader, Chris Pittenger, last week had an excellent race, was a rocket ship. Nobody was catching him. This week, he looked really fast again in his heat, where him and Scotty were trying to chase down and were successfully hunting down Sean Strand before they ran out of laps. But in the feature, something looked off. It looked like he wasn't as strong as his previous performances have been, and it looked like he was really trying to will the car to be better than what it was going to allow it. The results were going to be for that night. Now, we talked about Brent Schlafman having a good night. Well, he started to fall back a little bit, and he got kind of, I don't know if he got super loose, but he had to check up a little bit going into one, and he was about a lane off the bottom. And Chris looked like he wanted to take advantage of this to make a move to the inside in that last remaining lane. And he made contact with Brent Schlafman, and Schlafman it looked like he held his line, and then Chris continued to drive by him or drive through him, and it tore the whole right side of the car off, and that threw debris out on the track. And then you got the IMCA doom scroll moments in the pits, and then he made it back out and take the end, and then I think he pulled off, which allowed for Keller to take over control of the IMCA mod points right now for them. And yeah, that was the night. It was a good night for the ladies who had some really good performances tonight. A good night for the Keller clan. And yeah, it should be interesting to see what happens on Mod Tour. God willing, our track stays tacky and not baked, which is not conducive to how Becca likes her weather.
I agree. She likes to be baking in the sun. She likes to just lay on the concrete and become one with it.
She is one with the pottery known
I
as.
just want to be warm. I'm
Yeah,
always
so do
cold.
snakes, but the snakes and lizards and geckos, they all go on the road.
I mean, Becca could have came with me to Vegas last week. It was just 110 every day.
Oh, that sounds
She
amazing.
would like that. Anyways, that was Dacotah Speedway. And then we had Corey Litton, just so he doesn't make
Yes.
fun of me. Corey Litton with the heart. That's an insider joke because I used to always say it like Litton with a D, but it's Litton with a T. But Corey did a great job. He had the fans pumped up throughout the whole night. And yeah, it was a good night of racing. Definitely set up a lot of good storylines for the rest of the season. And we'll see how those all play out as we begin the very tip of the dog days of summers.
Yeah, it's kind of a pseudo halfway point with the mod tour coming into town this next week, and then I believe you have one weekly show before the Gov Cup.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, so points are going to start to take.
We have two. We have two
Two,
before Gov
sorry.
Cup because Gov Cup's at the end of July. Yeah. I was
Oh,
trying to
yeah,
think out
this
loud there.
is-
I was like, that didn't sound right.
Yeah, it's a little bit weirder year.
Historically, we've always had one, but
Well, the fun thing is what you mentioned, Corey Lynn. That's a great transition because there was no John Brecko at the Dacotah Speedway. So, John, where were you on Friday?
Well, Dakota Speedway was a little bit less miserable with me not being there. So I was
not
actually,
true.
this is
I was
true.
picking
Not-
up the slack
Not
for you.
true. There was one angry fan who was very
Oh,
upset
yeah.
that you weren't there.
No, there's a couple angry fans throughout the night, but one was mad because John wasn't there, and one was mad because there were too many caution laps. And it turned around and openly said, "I've had enough of this bleep. Until you guys figure this out, I'm going home and watching the WNBA."
WNBA.
That's how mad our fans are at our track right now. So
Okay, well, let's go on since I was not at Dakota Speedway on Friday. I was up in Grand
What?
Forks participating in the
What's he
World of
doing?
Outlaw late model show up at the River City Speedway. As you can tell, Mason, Becca and Jess have just lost interest.
Apparently, we've lost half the field.
Oh, Mason, this is where we can have a caution. They have disappeared from the racetrack, and we don't know where they went.
I say we have to go throw a caution and retrieve them out from the rhubarb.
So what just happened with the two of you?
Corey, come here. Come here.
Okay, so what happened?
Come here. Becca left Gordy outside again.
Oh! Poor Gordy, it's been out there for 2 hours. Yes, Jessup, don't you agree?
I agree. Actually, you know what, John?
Oh,
Come here, Gordy. Come here. You're okay. You're okay. Come here, Gordy. Oh. Yeah, you see how she has to lure him away from me?
oh, look, he missed her more.
Oh. Hey, at least the storms passed before this last little bit stint.
I was on an adventure on Friday night. I took a night off from Dakota Speedway and traveled on up to take in the World of Outlaw late models up at the River City Speedway in Grand Forks and ran into a bunch of people I knew, had a great time up at the racetrack, went a little crazy in the souvenir trailers. Let's just say I
No.
have enough swag for a while. And also got to see a great field of late models, 31 late models on Friday night over in Grand Forks. 29 was Soda Midwest Modifieds, and 23 was Soda Street Stocks on the legendary Bull Ring. And it was a very good show. Weather held off for us, which was good. And they started the night with a very tacky track. They had the track in great shape. and they never really touched it other than packing just a little bit throughout the night. So it was kind of nice to see we're with multiple groups throughout the night and a lot of really good racing. Let's start us off with the Midwest Modified A main event, and it was Memphis Clausen who picked up his first win in the States. So congratulations to Memphis over there in the River City Speedway. Pretty big win for him. He was pretty happy in victory lane along with a lot of his family and friends. In the Wissota Street Stocks, they ended the night. Cole Aggressive started on point, and that was just a problem for the rest of the field. So Cole picked up another win over at River City Speedway over Levi Rant, who Levi and Landon were both there this past weekend, and Levi was the runner-up in the 11 machine and moved up quite a bit within that feature event as he started pretty deep in the field to finish in second. So good to see with Levi there. And they had a lot of travelers in the streets too, which was really nice to see that their car count was in the mid-20s. Then the World of All LA models, they went actually before the street. So the streets ended the night. However, the World of All LA models was a very good race between the drivers of Ethan Dotson. You had Tyler Erb up there, who Tyler started 8th in the field pretty deep. A little bit of controversy with Tyler during the River Cities event as well. And then Bobby Pierce was up there in the 32 machine, battling really hard with the lead with Nick Hoffman right there, as well as Dennis Erb. And it was Bobby Pierce who got the lead, and he had to hold off Tyler Erb through lap traffic as they had one caution in the 40 lap event over at River City. So really good race over there for the World of LA models. An event that I may be making an annual trip up to because that was a lot of fun on Friday night up there at River Cities.
Excellent. Glad you got to go to the... Is that your first World of Outlaws show in River Cities?
That is the first one in River Cities. I've been to Grand Forks a bunch for the sites. I haven't missed a sites race since the first annual. So I've been there pretty much. It's going to be the 20th this year. So it's been, pretty much 19 straight years at the Sites Memorial. But yeah, it'll be nice to go up there and visit the great crew up at River Cities without going up for the sites.
Nice. Awesome. And then for me, I was down at Fiesta City for Friday night racing, visiting the fine folks down there. Just a regular show with the vintage cars on hand. Going through the results real quick here. The Pure Stocks, Jason Best, I think that was his 4th win there this season. He's pretty much had a stranglehold on that division, so he kicked off the feature racing action there. Another guy who's been dominant in his class down there in the Midwest Mods has been Ryan Flodden. He started on the front row, and like Cole Gresseth in the streets, that just spells trouble. And so Ryan Flodden got the win there. Street Stocks, another dominant guy in this class, Keith Tourville, who started 7th on the field, got to lead right away, had to hold off charges from Mike Jans and Justin Vogel, and he gets another feature win. Super Stocks came down to a photo finish between the 71 machines of Travis Scott and Trevor Nelson, with Travis Scott edging out Trevor for the win there. And then in the Hornets, it was William Lang getting his 2nd, I believe, feature win at Fiesta City Speedway in front of Jarek Stabler and Brandon Luagi. And so that was a very relaxing and pretty quick night down at Fiesta. There was nothing too extravagant or crazy that happened. Just a nice, solid night of racing, getting in and getting out without any major carnage. And that was honestly very nice, because I know there's been some weeks that it's been full of chaos at the various tracks. I'll move into my Saturday portion at Madison Speedway. I should have just stayed overnight down there. That would have made travel a whole lot easier. But didn't really decide until late morning that I was heading down that direction. Again, a regular show for Madison along with the Gen X late models. In the Pure Stocks, it was Ian Jaden getting the win from 5th place in the 87 machine. Street Stocks, once again, Keith Tourville. This time he started on the front row. So a little bit more challenging for the rest of the field to try to keep up with him. Colton Schur was in breathing distance, but could never really mount a challenge, so Keith Tourville, another win on the weekend. Midwest Modifieds, again, Ryan Flodden in the 15 machine, picking up a win over Tim Canton. Super Stocks went to Andrew Hedke, who passed Trevor Nelson early and gapped him by almost a straightaway. You don't see that too often. So Andrew Hedke had that car set up real nice on Saturday. Modifieds, really good race. Mike Stearns and Ryan Flodden were side by side basically every single lap of that race. And it was Ryan Flodden who got the run out of turn 4 on the last corner to steal the win from Mike Stearns. Mike's probably not a fan of leading the race in Madison because I believe that's the second or almost third time that he's been passed on the last lap. But Ryan Vaughn doubling up on the night. Minnesota Hornets went to the 3 of Adam Vanderstein in front of Thomas Kruger and Jarek Stabler. And the Gen X late models went to the 15 of Trevor Walsh, who won by about a half a lap. So he also had his car set up on Saturday. And so that was the action there. Now on to Sunday, where Jessup and John went on a little adventure. Tell us about your little adventure on Sunday.
We had a little bit of racing. We had a lot of great camaraderie and discussions, and then we even got to storm chase.
We did it all, folks. It's hard to believe it was a last-second decision, but we did it.
Somebody had to do it.
Yep. Someone had to represent the track packers. I mean, at a track that big, you need to have somebody to pack it.
It's true.
And they had a really good fan count.
Yeah, their fan count was great, especially with the amount of people in the grandstands. When we were looking at it just over the catwalk, I was like, wow, there's a lot of people here. And then we went over to the grandstand side, and there was a lot of people in the grandstands. We sat actually pretty far up. And then car count was pretty decent, 25 mods and 27 late models.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And we brought the weather with us.
Yeah. Yeah. We wanted to make sure Mason didn't feel left out.
We did.
So his home track, his home turf, it needed a little moisture. But what do you want to start with this, John?
Should we start with well, obviously we went through the souvenir shop, both of us. I did not buy any more.
Either did I, but
I talked more to people over there than I did to actually go through the souvenirs themselves.
Well, and John cleaned out the shirt racks in Grand Forks.
Pretty much. Yep, pretty much. And then, but yeah, so then we started with late model hot laps and late model qualifying. One note there was Tim McCready got a flat right rear tire. He's the defending winner of that race in qualifying. So he had to start last in his heat. So pretty tough night for him to be that far back. We're just way up to fifth in his heat. Actually was battling for third and got past with a couple sliders on the last lap to finish fifth in his heat. So they pushed the show along because obviously the rain, right? So we got to see the mod heats. Then we got to see the late model heats. Then they went immediately into the redraw, did a little bit of track prep, and then they did the start of the feature, which was 50 laps. And I was watching more of the battle behind Pierce because McCready was working his way up from 15th up to the battle for second and was in second for a long time until he finished in third. But Jessup and I were sitting there. We could see the storm roll in from the south because everything was moving to the north from the south. And the rainbow appeared first. Then we started seeing a lot of lightning behind the rainbow. Then the grandstand lights went out.
Yeah.
And then that's when Jessup and I got off the grandstand.
We're smart. Now, it was interesting. The race itself, John, it was like the only person to make the bottom side really work was McCready.
Yes, agreed.
And nobody else could make it work until like the mid pack.
Yep.
And at that point, I think
until like 20 to go, people were starting to go to the bottom. Did you notice that with like 20 to go, people were starting to migrate back to the bottom?
Yeah, there was like a mass migration to get down there. And then you had Bobby Pierce staying up top, just
railing the high side.
Mm-hmm.
He was over half a straightaway ahead.
Yeah, and I don't think anyone was catching him.
Same.
He was checked out.
Yep, because Hoffman and McCready were put on a pretty good battle for second.
Yep. And then, no, it was interesting. The late models on a whole put on a really good show for being on such short time frame. And then, of course, it started lightning, and that's what they called the race for, but they could have just said rain, and everyone would have been good with that too.
Because it literally started raining. When they called the race, they called it with 12 to go, and it probably started raining like 2 minutes after they called it.
Yeah. Me and John were booking out and running through the parking lots, and I will say, and John would agree with this.
I would agree with you. I know where you're going on this.
They need to One is for the racetrack and the fair board, not the state fair itself. They need to put another exit so cars of bigger, larger attendance can. I see Mason typing. He's going to tell me that's a state fair stop, not the racetrack. Don't side eye me, you. I see you. I'm going to give you the Sophie Cunningham. That would be the state fair's issue, which Mason's telling me has been an issue for years. So why not just have a potential disaster happen and bottleneck everyone there? The second one is they should have started towing people out of there. The way people were parking was not cool. We had people parking and blocking off like the rows where cars could.
You couldn't get out. They were double parked.
Well, they would be double parked. And then someone would just park straight in the middle of not a row, but just
right in the middle.
General driving area to get out, and they just parked it there. And then we had someone box in the car next to us and almost boxed us in, which I had some not so nice thoughts of what to do with that car if we were boxed in, but I was like, no, it'll be okay. And we snuck out, and I'm like, that person should be thankful that there was a couple inches left on each side of our trusty storm chasing vehicle. Otherwise, they might be stopping at the auto body shop for some new paint.
At least you got home safe. That's all that matters.
Yeah. We learned some stuff. It was funny.
Yes.
Indeed.
Mason, how was Buffalo River for you?
Very low.
This will be Mason's 5th night of meet and greet with the drivers.
It was. And then we went quickly through the features. Ty Wilkie got another one. He got to the lead early, and that was it. Sport Bonds went to Jaden Pavlicek. Again, he started on the front row, so that's another good luck to the rest of the field on that one. IMC Hobby Stocks went to Stone Cold Brad Orvidal in the 3XL. Race Saver Sprints, Brandon Rico led the majority of that race until he got stuck behind the lap car, and then Hollywood Ty Wilkie snookered him on the bottom. And so Ty Wilkie doubled up on the weekend. Gen X Late Models went to the 2 of Derek Quinn, and Christian Cast got his second win of the season at Buffalo River to finish out a nice night over at Buffalo River Speedway. It was humid as heck. The meet and greet was awesome. I got a lot of winnings, and so that was a great night. And I was home by about 9:15.
So for our fans and listeners who may not know what winnings are, Mason, what are winnings?
They are hero cards, stickers, all sorts of goodies the drivers hands out, typically to younger race fans, but I'm still a young race fan at heart, so I like to collect as many winnings as I can.
So, John, where Mason keeps or should be keeping all of his winnings?
In one of those storage units.
At Paul Bunyan Mini Storage.
Yes.
Oh, look at that. That's pretty good.
Yes, we have come full circle on the Paul Bunyan Mini Storage Track Pack Report. And what's upcoming next, Mr. Dakota? There's a big week coming up here in the state of North Dakota.
Yeah, next week, not this weekend.
Well, basically.
I mean, there's big races this weekend. I can't say that either. But
we're not probably going to podcast next week, I'm assuming.
Oh, we are going live. We're going live every night.
Oh, gosh.
Becca Pelkey, you are going to get a caution thrown on you so hardcore right now. That is the wrong date for Underwood.
Just because John wants it. Very good. Anyways, Mason, there's stuff happening. I don't know. I got to pull up the schedule here. You and John have a nice conversation while I pull it up. Okay, it's up. No one wanted to hear you guys.
Great conversation, John.
Yes.
All right. On Thursday, it's the McLean County Speedway. They have their Independence Special. This is for all the single ladies, all of America. anything independent or independent of independence. IMCA stock cars, IMCA sport mods, hobby stocks, the Western Renegade, wingless sprints, and the NX Legends will be in action. Racing starts at 7. Then over at the River City Speedway, that is, I don't have the notes for this. It's the 410 sprints along with the Wissota late models, the Wissota street stocks, and the Wissota Midwest mods and legends as well. So it'll be interesting to see if any of the legends decide to actually do some traveling, as Dacotah Speedway is not racing this weekend. So moving to Friday, the Fix It Forward Speedway, still unsure if they have a Fix It Felix mascot yet or a Wreck It Ralph mascot yet, but they will have weekly racing with IMCA mods, stock cars, the 305 Race Saver sprints, the IMCA hobby stocks, and sport mods with the legends as well. So a busy night of racing over there. And then the Williston Basin Speedway will be in action as well for their fireworks show. IMCA mods, IMCA stocks, hobby stocks, sport mods, and slingshots. We will see if they will set the area behind the racetrack on fire again, as they have in the past. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that nothing burns, because that's always a frustrating time. Anyway,
Yes.
Moving on to the 4th of July, 2 tracks are in action. It's the Jamestown Speedway with their fireworks spectacular. Will they get it in? I don't know. History says no. Forecast says maybe. Something's going to happen. Be there. They will have great fireworks and a great time, as the IMCA mods, Wissota Street Stocks, the Wissota Mid Mod, and NX Legend Bombers and Slingshots will be in action. Then over at the Nodak Speedway, it's kind of like a warm-up night. Not really, because none of the guys, the IMCA stock cars get to race, but it is their fireworks special with the Renegade wingless sprints, legends, slingshots, the hobby stocks, sport mods, and IMCA stock cars will be in action. Should I continue, Mason?
Well, we're going to get into some picks here, so go on ahead.
Well, after that, on the 5th, on Sunday, Nodak Speedway will be kicking off the Dakota Classic Modified Tour, which will be, of course, having the IMCA Modifieds and the IMCA Stock Cars. From there, on Monday, we go north of the border to the Estevan Motor Speedway, the friendliest group on the tour, and we get to see basically the same 2 classes. Get up there early. They are great people. Their concessions are good, and you got to get in on their 50-50, because it's always a really high 50-50 ticket drawing. So that'll be a good time up there. Tuesday, the 7th, they pack it all up, head back south of the border, and they will go to the Williston Basin Speedway. Hopefully, if nothing gets set on fire, it should be the IMCA Modifieds and stock cars in action. And once we get through there, Williston's always a crazy time. You will see something that you've never seen before, or something absolutely wild and crazy. I love it. It's great. Drivers, questionable, but they are doing their best to be have a really great racing event this year. Wednesday, do we have confirmation on this?
Yes.
Is it actually going to happen?
Yes.
Anyways, once we finish up at Williston after a wild night, we are going to pack it up and head it on over to the Southwest Speedway for their opening night of the season with the Dakota Classic Modified Tour. Last year, they had a really good race there with Tom Berry Jr. and Ethan Broxma, throwing slider after slider after slider after slider after slider until there were no more sliders and the White Castle was shut down. From there, Thursday, we go to the Dacotah Speedway for the Dakota Classic Mod Tour again. And yeah, probably one of the tracks that the drivers look forward to the most on tour, just because.
Night 5.
Yeah, night 5, whatever. 4, 5, 6, 7. 6, 7. Anyways, the racing Thursday as well will be the Tri-County Speedway. I think that's their fair.
Yes, it is. Yep. And night 5 of the better.
It was but they'll have the WISSOTA Midwest mods, WISSOTA Streets, NX Legends, Hobby Stocks, and Slingshots in action. I believe that's the Merry Veteran Nights as well.
Night 5. Yep.
Night 5. Is that why you kept saying 5, John? Night 5?
Yes. It's just 5 and 5.
Night 5. Night 5. Yeah. I was going to say, very good, John. We can count. Good. I'm proud of you. Yes.
Some better than others.
It can be tough once you run out of toes.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to July 10th, last night of the Dakota Classic Mod Tour. This year, a championship night will be held over at the Jamestown Speedway. Always a good event there. And then River City Speedway will be racing that night as well. They got the 410 Sprints, WISSOTA Lates, WISSOTA Streets, WISSOTA Mid Mods, WISSOTA Mods, and that will be in action. Is Tri-County Racing the second day? I don't think they were. I remember having concerns of them not having the second day. Anyways, and then we might as well just wrap it up and say July 11th, Jamestown is scheduled to race again. Is that right, John?
Yeah, full show.
Full show. Okay. Then
for kids night.
Kids night. Get your kids out there. Then Devil's Lake Speedway will be having an NLRA special with WISSOTA late models, Midwest mods, WISSOTA Streets, and their pure stock division. From there, Thunder Mountain Speedway will be having a race as well. They will be hosting the IMCA Sport Mods, IMCA Hobby Stock Sport Compacts, Slingshots, and their Trophy and Enduro class. And that, for the most part, basically wraps up everything for those 2 weeks. Now, I know Mason's got a lot of good goodies and events to talk about.
Well, let's talk about the mod tour and do some predictions, because I believe we're going to be losing one of our participants here in a minute or so.
She's getting a flat tire.
Yes, she's got a tire going down.
Oh, look, Becca actually sent it.
She did.
There's people on here, John.
She sent us
I know, I didn't get any time to prepare ahead of time.
I know. She didn't label which one's which. How am I supposed to?
I struggled with that too.
So who do we think is going to be? Let's just stick with one. You can do like who you think is going to be champion, or who's going to be one that you're going to keep an eye on all week.
Ethan Broxma.
Ethan Broxma. Okay.
Okay, so mods for me. I think Cody Laney is going to be tough this year. And for stock cars, I'm excited to see what Johnny Carter does this year, because we know the guys from the east side of the state have been past champions before for the stock cars. They've really picked up their game with Rob Van Mill, Trent Greger, and Johnny falls right into that same mix.
Becca, who are you thinking for mods?
My head says Tom Berry Jr. My heart says Travis Hagen. That's because just a reminder, whoever does win the Dakota Classic Modified Tour Championship gets an automatic ticket to the Dome in December. So that's why I kind of say my head says Tom Berry Jr., but deep down in my heart, I hope it's Travis Hagen. So
I was going to say Travis Hagen because he's got knocked off a win at Dacotah Speedway during the Dakota Classic Modified Tour. He just got his first Jamestown win a few weeks ago. And so I think that's going to give him a little bit more confidence heading to some of the tracks he doesn't get to a whole lot during the season. So I think he could put a good tour run together.
He's never won at Jamestown before?
Oh no, Jessup, that should be a caution. That should be a caution flag on Mason.
I was gonna say that didn't sound right.
Caution flag on Mason.
What'd I say?
Travis
What
Hagan.
he meant to
Travis
say
Hagan
is
won the
Travis Hagen his first win
2025
this
season
year.
opener at Jamestown.
Oh, you are correct on that. I'm sorry. That is, yep.
Oh, I thought
Thank
you
you
meant
for
to say like
apologizing, Mason.
he got his first win in Jamestown like his first 2026 victory in Jamestown this year.
No.
No,
Okay,
that
so
was
I
also
can-
wrong because you already won at Nodak before that.
like
Hold on,
Um,
John.
his
Hold on,
first
John.
Jamestown victory.
And
this
with
year.
that, I'm going to throw this one at Becca, and then I'm going to throw this one at her too. Stay in your lane.
It is freaking super duper late. Like,
You know what? Actually, that's your
11:42 is not that late.
That's your second caution. Get to take it pit side.
But overall, I am excited to see what Travis does because he's been runner up on tour before.
Mhm.
And in the points, and last year, just obviously they had a great feature on him on IMCA TV. Through the broadcast stuff, they were talking about it when he won his 100. And then when he went through and won his 100th feature win up in Minot, what was that? Was that last 2 weekends ago? I think now, 2 weekends ago.
Yep.
Then they went through and they did an IMCA article on him on IMCA.com and talked about, he's becoming the third driver officially to go through and win 100 IMCA modified feature wins in the state. And with that being said, they also talked about some of his health issues, right? A little bit of some of the health problems that Travis has been dealing with over the last couple of years. And last year he had missed a night of the tour because of that. So with him missing that night of the tour and with the rain out in Minot, that did not give him a chance to even compete for the complete tour championship last year because obviously your throw night is the rain out night then. So with that being said, Travis didn't have a full schedule last year for the tour. Excited to see him fully back on the tour again this year because I think he's going to be a threat.
Absolutely. All right. John gave his stock car pick. Jessup, Rebecca, who are you thinking for stock cars besides Johnny Carter?
Go ahead, Becca.
I'm already looking through my list. What?
I have a dark horse. Or maybe not even dark
I
horse.
also had
The
some
dark horse?
the
Well,
mod.
John, there's your caution. The dark horse is not racing a stock car.
Well, I know that, Jessup.
I also
You
have
said the dark horse.
the mods. I don't know. I'm kind of torn between a few drivers. Gosh. I think I'm gonna pick Shelby Williams because he's actually coming up here early and racing some of the tracks up in this area before the tour starts. Obviously, like some tracks, he's racing Ada tomorrow, earlier this week, and in McLean County Speedway as well. But I know those tracks don't really count, but still, he's still going to be racing against guys that are going to be on the tour as well. So it's just a good way to get good practice in before the tour. So Shelby Williams is my pick for champion in the stock cars.
Nice. Jessup?
This is tough.
Stock cars are tough this year. There's a lot of really good names on there.
I mean, you got Johnny, so you already took him. I could take Rob Van Mill as the cheetah. Ha!
He's looked good as a
runner up
player.
last year.
Yeah.
That's one of the guys I was torn on.
I'm going to say Jonathan Logue.
That's
Ooh,
also
that's a good one too. It's a really good one.
Another one, the Bobcat.
Yep.
Ooh, it's going to be an animal showdown. Cheetah, Bobcat. Yeah.
I think I'm going to keep an eye on Dan McIntoon.
Mason, that was my dark horse. That's who I was thinking for. Basically, my dark horse was Dan McIntoon because Dan's good and really good. It just depends on if he's got one of those off nights. He always has an off night.
He also usually misses Jamestown because he runs his home track in Arlington. So with Jamestown
Yes.
being off, I was wondering if he would race the whole tour. I think he would have, but
And last year he did run the whole tour because he had Arlington canceled on that Saturday and he was able to make it over to Jamestown in time, but he had terrible luck in Jamestown that night. He made the feature, but I think he finished pretty deep in the field for the feature too.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a tough competitor and going to be in the top 5 consistently. And we didn't even mention a previous Tour champion, Cameron Starry.
Cameron Starry.
He's showing up.
And guys, what about last year's champion, Angel Munoz? Nobody even mentioned him.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, like, to win the Tour Championship, it doesn't mean that you get all the wins. It's just having a nice, consistent set of races and don't have any major DNFs or misfortune.
But you know what? It sure makes adding the points a lot easier if you win them all.
Yeah, that is a great point. Yes. So there you go. That is our predictions for the Dakota Classic Modified Tour. Thank you, Becca, for sharing the list with us. And we're looking forward to seeing you on tour in case you drop off for the rest of this episode.
All right, keep going, Mason. Bye, Becca.
So, finishing out the schedule coming up, I'll just do this weekend's worth of schedule over the 4th of July outside the state of North Dakota. Again, Thursday night, KRA Speedway's got the Diamond Series Sprint Cars. Now, I'm not familiar with this series. Jessup, are you familiar with the series at all?
It is a new series this year. It's basically their UMSS. I think it's UMSS. Because they have the traditional and then they have the winged. And it's
okay.
I think it was like the high roller series last year.
Yes.
And then, except they're not traveling as far this year. I don't think. I wish I could watch them just because I like following series and series were cool for me, but yeah.
Gotcha. Well, they're in KRA on Thursday and then also taking place on Thursday, Rice Lake on a rare Thursday night. It's their K-Runkle Relay night and Firecracker Special and Victory Lane Speedway. If they're not flooded by all the rain and storms they're going to get this week, they'll be racing as well. Thank you, John, for reminding me. If the podcast comes out today, tonight is the World of Outlaws at Norman County Raceway to finish up the far northern swing before the Outlaw late models head down to Deer Creek this weekend for the Gopher 50. So that's going to be the end of a fun swing up north for those drivers. Friday the 3rd, it says UMSS Wings Sprint Car Series at Viking, but I think it's that Diamond Series there for both the 3rd and the 4th. So Vikings racing on the 3rd on a Friday. They just have the Super Stocks as well as the sprint cars there that night because I-94 is doing their fireworks special on Friday night with all their regular classes. And I believe that is Brown County Speedway is also having a fireworks show on Friday the 3rd. Dead Horse Creek Speedway is also running the first, I believe, a doubleheader for them. So hopefully they are also able to get their show in. Saturday the 4th. Let's see. North Central Speedway. Oh, no, that's canceled. It said maybe racing as the caption. They are not racing. They canceled that one. So they have the 4th off. Dakota State First Speedway is racing on the 4th with fireworks and a rare appearance by the Wissota Modified. So if you're a Wissota Mod driver and you're looking for a chance to race at that big half mile, this is your week to do so. Greenbush Race Park is also racing on Saturday. And then on Sunday the 5th, Bemidji Speedway is racing the Michael Fullerton 500. I believe that is a Mod 4 special, so 500 to win for the Wissota Mod 4s. And I believe Casino Speedway is off this weekend, so a little bit slimmer pickings for racing, but there are a few tracks doing special fireworks shows, so if you want to go watch some racing and some fireworks, both on and off the track, this is a good weekend to do that. So now we will display the white flag and give a shout out to our good friend Brody Carlsrud in the B1 IMCA stock car. He did race this past weekend up in Ada, Minnesota. I actually did not see how he did, but he will also be in Ada on Tuesday as these stock cars are racing for, I think it's $2,000 to win for that
It
show.
is, and it's now a $300 long tow.
Yes, so a guy like Shelby Williams who's planning to be there, that should be, he'll probably be in the running for that long tow. Brody, unfortunately, DNF'd this past weekend, so hopefully he gets the bad luck out of the way before the tour week starts, because he is planning on going on tour. Be sure to stay up to date on his racing with Brody Carlsrud, B1 Racing, and his podcast, The Real Deal with B1. Thank you, Brody, for supporting us on the Track Packers. Wins of the week. John, who are your wins of the week?
Oh, I've got a lot of them. Let's just start with the obvious. I got to give it to Bobby Pierce with the swing up here with the World of Outlaws. He has been very dominant in several forms, and we'll see if he continue that over at Ada for the next show, and then also over to the Go for 50. So Bobby's got one of my wins of the week. Um, my second one of the week, I got to give it to Ryan Flaughton. He has had an unbelievable season so far in both the WISSOTA Midwest Modified and also his WISSOTA Modified when he's had that car out too. And he's racking up the wins and maybe a little bit of a sleeper if he gets more shows in for the national championship. Just kind of, point that out over there as well for him to get a run up there for sure into the top 10 and maybe both divisions. And then my third win of the week. Boy, this is kind of a tough one. Who should I give this one to? Let's do Cole Gresseth. Cole had a bounty out him on Sunday for the Cheyenne Speedway, and he led and won by what was it, 4.5 seconds down there in Cheyenne. I mean, with everything that happened at Cheyenne, Jessup Wright, I mean Mason causing them to break the water truck.
Yes, we didn't talk about that.
And having that fall off into the infield. I mean, if you think about it, it's just whenever Mason's in the vicinity, even if he's not at the track, at least even, within the vicinity of the track. I mean, the water truck broke in Cedar Lake that time for the Street Stock Tour over there. Now he's got Cheyenne having issues with it. Thank goodness they have a month off to get that fully repaired. And yeah, just not good karma for water trucks these days with Mason around.
His powers know no end.
I'm just making it so the tracks don't have to do work. With how humid it is, they probably won't need to put much moisture into the tracks these next couple of weeks.
Oh, trust me.
They'll need to.
One mod tour is going to need all the water they can get.
We'll see. Hopefully Mother Nature gives us some good weather conducive for some great racing. Excellent wins, John. Jessup, who are your wins of the week?
Well, I got to give the first one to Sierra Davenport. That's a really big win for her over at the Dacotah Speedway with IMCA stock car. So she's going to get my first one. Second one, I'm probably going to take Ty Wilkie. The man can't lose. And I knew Mason was going to go with him, so I had to punish him for destroying Cheyenne's water truck. So, Mason, think about what you have done. And my third one, I think I'm going to go with the Keller clan. That was a pretty big win for Jeremy to finally break through, and he's been super consistent all year. He's been good, but this finally puts him up on top of the points as well. And come on, you got to give a little love for Bridget for racing her heart out for top finish like that, up in third. So yeah, Keller clan gets the third star for me.
Nice. Yep, you stole it. Both you and John stole one from me. That's awesome.
Good job, John. Good job. Make him think.
Yeah. I say my first win of the week is going to go to Mark Dobmeyer as he won his 200th career Buffalo Wild Wings NOSA Sprint Car main event on Saturday down in Huron. And they had a nice field of sprint cars all weekend on the South Dakota Speedway, including 34 Sunday at Casino Speedway. That is a really, really good field of sprint cars. And they had a couple of long travelers. I know Danny Sam's on his way back over from, unfortunately, the high limit show that was canceled at Big Sky, but he made an appearance there and almost got the win on Sunday. But Mark Dahmeyer gets my first win of the week. My second win of the week, I'm going to give it to Layla Chaplin. She scored her first Minnesota Street Stock career feature win over at the Red Cedar Speedway this past Friday. So big congrats out to Layla on the win there. Now the third win of the week, because you guys really made this challenging and difficult.
Go west, Mason. Go west.
West. So are you thinking high limits?
No. I'm thinking Midwest Mod.
Oh,
yes,
that is a great
Mason.
one. Yes.
I forgot about that one too. Yes.
Brennan Waite gets my third win of the week for $10,000, and That was a really good race to watch. He got to the lead pretty early and kind of sustained the gap in front of the likes of Troy Liker, Jake Smith, Lucas Rodin had a strong run in the top 3. Nate Reinke also finished in the top 5, I believe, and then Kyle Anderson, who was one of our other locals, finishing in the top 10. And kudos to those Midwest modified drivers. 40 laps, green to checker, no yellows.
Oh,
Yep. And very clean feature.
Very clean feature. And it's nice to see that event out in Sheridan growing, and they're getting more and more cars out there and just gaining more and more steam. And so it'd be fun to go out there for one of those events in the near future. And so I think they're continuing to try to make that bigger and better for future years to come. Alrighty, any other closing thoughts as we wrap up episode 12? I don't know if we'll do any sort of podcast next week. Sometimes we go live from the track on tour, but we'll see how the week goes.
Yeah, we'll see how week goes with everything that you guys were dealing with the tour, and then as well if weather's okay and stuff like that.
oh, I think we should go live.
Well, I know
Live
I'm
on
gonna
vacation.
I'm gonna get I'm planning for 2 nights of the tour up at Nodak and Estevan is my plan for mod tour.
You, John? You gonna
I'm
make
planning 3. I'll be in Nodak, and then I will be at Mandan and Jamestown.
Yeah, why don't you come into Mandan?
That would not be super smart of me to head to Mandan on Thursday when I have to be over in Menominee that Friday.
And Brian Tim's super trucked.
Yeah, I saw that jaunt that he did. I am not. No, I'm not going to do that.
Why not?
Why not? I'm trying to be a
Why
little bit
not?
smarter. I'm trying to be a little bit smarter with my travel these days. It's not always the smartest travel that I do, but in this case, we're going to be a little bit smarter, I think.
Well, that makes sense. You're starting to show your maturity. You're getting wise. I think John and I have rubbed off on you a bit now. Good job, John.
Yes, I stayed close to home on Sunday, and I tried to make it so that you could get the full showing up at Nodak. Unfortunately, I guess the Dome said no up in Minot.
I think the Mason said no
I
in
think
2
it's-
locations, water truck and Minot.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Trying to take out multiple locations at once.
Well, I guess I am an influence everywhere we go for racing. That'll do it for episode 12 of season 5 for the Track Packers. As always, be sure to like, share, and comment. We love seeing and hearing about all the folks that are tuning in. Thank you to our sponsors, Paul Bunyan Mini Storage, The Real Deal with B1, Brody Carlsrud, and Isaac Hot Sauce Sondrol. Happy early 4th of July to you all out there. Have a safe holiday weekend, and we will see you out there packing the track.